Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started. This week's SmackDown was historic for Roman Reigns and the OG Bloodline. In the show's aftermath, the OTC shared a photo with reigning UFC light heavyweight champion Alex Pereira. Pereira is the reigning UFC light heavyweight champion. At UFC 295 in November 2023, he won the vacant title by defeating Yuri Prochaska. His latest fight was against Khalil Rountree Jr., whom he beat in the main event of UFC 307 via TKO. The 37-year-old UFC champion was in attendance for this week's SmackDown. On X, Twitter, Roman Reigns shared a photo with Alex Pereira. On SmackDown, Roman Reigns was involved in multiple segments with Sami Zayn and the Usos. During the show's closing segment, he was attacked by the Bloodline, which also took out the Usos. With Solo Sikoa ordering Zayn to hit the original tribal chief with a hell of a kick, the former honorary Us finally pledged his allegiance to the OG Bloodline. The faction will face Solo and company in a War Games match at the Survivor Series Premium Live event. Vince Russo claimed that Roman Reigns' reunion with Sami Zayn was quite predictable. Vince Russo discussed the former undisputed WWE Universal Champion's reunion with Sami Zayn, as the erstwhile honorary Us returned to the OG Bloodline last night. Speaking on the Brodown podcast, the wrestling veteran stated that the reunion was too predictable. "This is exactly what the fans wanted. They gave them exactly what they wanted. The writing was on the wall. You knew it was going to come down to this. You know, like I said, at the top of the show, sometimes you gotta give the fans what they want. I just wish it wouldn't have been as predictable as it was," he said. At the 2023 Royal Rumble Premium Live event, Sami Zayn betrayed Roman Reigns and parted ways with the OG Bloodline. This led to his reunion with Kevin Owens, as the duo defeated the Usos at WrestleMania 39 for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship. As the dust settled following yet another action-packed WWE SmackDown, fans worldwide were left buzzing. But it wasn't just the night's events that had everyone talking. It was the backstage moment that Roman Reigns shared with a certain 37-year-old world champion, creating a spark that quickly caught fire across social media. Roman Reigns, the tribal chief and the head of the table, was on a high after his latest triumph in the ring. He'd outsmarted and overpowered his competition once again, leaving no room for doubt about his dominance on SmackDown. The Bloodline was, as always, at his beck and call, forming an impenetrable fortress around him. But tonight, something different lingered in the air, a collaboration or perhaps an alliance that had long been speculated about by fans, but had yet to materialize. After wrapping up his segment, Roman made his way backstage, his confident stride still as intimidating as ever. The locker room door opened, and in walked a figure that caught everyone's attention, a 37-year-old champion who'd been turning heads for his recent string of intense matches and undeniable charisma. He was no stranger to titles and had carved his legacy over years of blood, sweat, and resilience. This was none other than the Damian Priest. Priest, with his towering frame and focused demeanor, had always been a warrior of few words, preferring to let his in-ring prowess speak for him. With his recent success as a world champion, he was finally getting the recognition he deserved. The fans loved his dark persona and rebellious edge, but it was his raw talent that had earned him a title of his own, a title that, perhaps, Roman Reigns found worthy of his respect. "Long night," Roman said, acknowledging Priest's presence with a nod. The two champions locked eyes, a silent understanding passing between them. In the WWE, respect was never freely given, but Roman saw something in Priest that he knew could be an asset to the Bloodline, or at least an ally. "You're making waves out there, Priest." "I respect that," Roman continued, his voice low but firm. Priest crossed his arms, a smirk playing on his lips. "I just do what needs to be done," he replied. "Same as you." There was a palpable tension in the air, two champions sizing each other up, aware of each other's strengths and weaknesses. Roman was the face of the company, a superstar who had been practically unstoppable since his return as the tribal chief. Priest, on the other hand, was the dark horse, the unexpected champion who brought a unique energy to WWE. They were both titans in their own right, yet something about their exchange hinted at an alliance that could shake up WWE in ways no one had seen before. As they exchanged words, Roman's photographer entered the room. Always keen to capture moments that would make waves, he subtly raised his camera, sensing that this was no ordinary backstage meeting. Roman noticed, his eyes glinting with a spark of inspiration. "Let's give the fans something to talk about," Roman said, nodding towards the photographer. Without hesitation, Priest moved next to Roman, and the two champions stood side by side, embodying an aura of authority that demanded respect. In that moment, they were more than just champions, they were symbols of power, two gladiators standing at the top of the mountain. Roman raised his fist in the Bloodline signature style, while Priest mirrored the motion, adding his own unique spin. They looked unstoppable, a fearsome duo that seemed ready to take on anyone who dared step into their path. The camera's flash captured the moment, sealing it as an instant classic. Within minutes, the photo hit social media, and the fans were quick to react. The picture was everywhere: Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, with hashtags like #RomanReigns, #DamianPriest, and #ChampionSquad trending worldwide. Comments poured in, with fans speculating what this could mean for the future of WWE. Some fans wondered if this was the start of a new alliance. Could Damian Priest be joining forces with Roman Reigns, aligning himself with the Bloodline? Others theorized that this was a power play on Roman's part, a way to send a message to his potential challengers that he wasn't just the tribal chief of SmackDown but a force capable of bringing together champions across WWE. In an impromptu live stream later that night, Roman added fuel to the fire. Relaxing in his locker room, he leaned back with a sly grin as he read comments flooding his feed. "You all saw the picture. Damian Priest and I, two champions, one vision. And what we both want, what we both represent, is the pursuit of greatness," he said, cryptically. Across the screen, fans bombarded him with questions, begging for a hint of what was to come. Was Priest joining the Bloodline? Would they become a tag team? Or perhaps Roman was simply scouting for new talent, recruiting champions he deemed worthy. Meanwhile, Priest also posted a story on his Instagram, sharing the same photo with the caption, "Respect among warriors." It was simple, but for the fans, it spoke volumes. His followers went wild, dissecting every word, searching for clues in the emojis he used, and discussing what warriors meant in the context of his relationship with Roman. Backstage in WWE, rumors began to fly as well. Some speculated that Roman and Priest were gearing up for a storyline that could reshape SmackDown. Others believed Roman was extending an olive branch to Priest, a gesture of respect to honor his achievements. In the following days, the conversation around the photo only intensified. WWE commentators analyzed it on talk shows, debating whether this was a teaser for an upcoming storyline. Superstars backstage were also feeling the ripple effects. The Bloodline itself was abuzz with speculation, with members wondering if a new champion would be joining their ranks. When the next SmackDown arrived, the arena was packed with fans eagerly waiting for an update on the now viral moment. Roman, as always, made his entrance with authority, flanked by Paul Heyman and Solo Sikoa. After a few moments of silence, he took the microphone, addressing the crowd with his usual calm intensity. "I know what you all are thinking," he began, a slight smile on his face. "You all saw the picture. You saw Damian Priest, the world champion, standing next to the tribal chief. And you're wondering, what does this mean?" The crowd roared, chants of Bloodline mixed with Priest echoing throughout the arena. "I'll say this," Roman continued, his gaze unwavering. "When two warriors come face to face, there's a level of respect that goes beyond titles, beyond brands. Priest has earned his place in this industry, and as long as he's standing toe-to-toe with the best, he'll have my respect. But if he steps out of line, if he thinks for a second that he can challenge the head of the table, then he'll find out why I'm the tribal chief." It was the perfect blend of respect and warning, leaving the fans with more questions than answers. As Roman walked out, the fans erupted in cheers, more intrigued than ever by the prospect of Roman Reigns and Damian Priest either joining forces or heading into a collision course. With the seeds planted, all that was left was for the WWE Universe to wait and watch, eager to see what the future held for these two champions. And if the viral photo was any indication, whatever came next would be nothing short of legendary.